So listen up, kids. Word on the street is Brooklyn Bloodlines is coming back for season 2. Yeah, that's right. Bigger, messier, and with more double-crossing than a Staten Island divorce. We open with Goku D'Angelo, God bless his short fuse, banging the table like he's still owed money from '87. Somebody's singing to the feds, he says. And let me tell you, when Goku's looking for a rat, you better start packing cheese sandwiches, capiche? Then you got Nick Palermo, chain-smoking like it's the Olympics, pretending he's calm, but he's sweating like a priest in a whorehouse. Lopez, forget 'bout it. He storms in yelling about raids and wiretaps like the man just found out his mother-in-law's moving in. And Bambi? She's walking through the rain like some kind of mob femme fatale, looking like a saint but plotting like a sinner. Meanwhile, Christian freaking Zintelli's strutting around in silk suits, smirking like the cat that ate the canary, and the canary's whole freaking family. Then, boom, courthouse blows up. I ain't talking fireworks, I'm talking straight up kaboom. Out of the smoke waddles Mikey, the hammer. This guy cracks his knuckles and goes, "When I swing, you stay down." Like, come on, that's poetry right there. And it don't stop, pal. Admiral Impeach is hawking blueprints like hot pretzels, Supreme's lounging in smoke thicker than Nonna's Sunday gravy, Emily's crying at the window like a soap opera star, and Winters, the Fed, popping pills like he's auditioning for a Skittles commercial. And here's the kicker. The whole thing boils down to family, but this ain't no warm hugs and pasta dinner. Nah, this kind of family costs you blood, teeth, and probably your favorite leather jacket. So what's the moral? Simple. Brooklyn Bloodlines Season 2, coming soon. If you think last season was nuts, wait till you see who gets clipped this time.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Bambi's Twisted Tales, The Goose Girl. The Merchant's Bargain. The kingdom was no fairyland. Forget crystal towers. This was a world built on ledgers, bribes, and steel. Kings sat on thrones, sure, but it was the merchants and the warlords who really ran things. Among them was a merchant known as Master Aldrin. Not a killer, not a soldier, but feared all the same. His enemies didn't bleed from knives, they drowned in debt. He loaned coin to nobles, to captains, even to priests, and every mark in his ledger was another chain around someone's neck. His daughter was his pride, not because of love, because of use. She was beautiful, yes, but more importantly, she was currency. One night, Aldrin called her into his chambers. The only light came from candles burning low, casting his face in shadow. His finger tapped the open ledger. "You will marry Lord Kale of the coast," he said. "His ships, my gold. His soldiers, my merchants. Together, we own land and sea." The girl, Leora, bowed her head. "Yes, father." She didn't ask about love. In this world, love was cheaper than dirt. The knife in the dark. The journey began at dawn. Leora rode a strong black horse. Behind her came only one chest of jewels, her dowry, and one maid to serve her. The maid, Sarah, had been in her household for years, quiet, obedient, loyal, or so it seemed. For 2 days they traveled in silence. Fields rolled by, villages whispered. At night they slept under the stars. But on the third night, everything changed. Under the weak glow of a half-broken lantern, Sarah drew a dagger, pressed it against Leora's ribs. "Get down," she hissed. Leora froze. "Now! Off the horse! The jewels, the silks, all of it. From this night forward, I am the bride. Leora's mouth went dry. You dare, Sarah's blade pressed harder. One sound, and you bleed. Strip. And so, under the cold night sky, Leora was stripped of her silks, her jewels, her pride. Sarah smeared dirt across her face until she looked like a beggar. Then, mounting the horse, chest at her back, Sarah rode on, head high, a queen in stolen robes. And Leora? Barefoot, nameless, she trudged behind. The Goose Yard. When they reached the coastal city, the gates opened for Sarah. Trumpets blared, torches flared. She was welcomed as the promised bride. Leora was shoved aside. Put her in the stables, the guards laughed. Let her feed the geese. That's all she's fit for. And so the true bride became the Goose Girl. Days blurred into weeks. She hauled water, shoveled muck, fed birds who hissed and pecked. Her hands blistered, her body ached. But the geese, they stayed close. They followed her, waddling behind like little soldiers. She whispered her story to them at night, tears dripping into their feathers. You believe me, don't you? She murmured. You know who I really am. The birds honked as if to answer. The stable hands mocked her. Crazy girl, they jeered, talks to geese like they're men. But still, they whispered when she wasn't near. No servant stands like that. No beggar carries herself so proud. No goose girl has eyes like a queen. The masquerade cracks. Inside the palace, Sarah thrived. Banquets, silks, gold goblets brimming with wine. She thought she had won. But lies wear thin. At feasts, she laughed at the wrong moments. Didn't know the families she should have greeted. Flinched at names Leora would have known by heart. She drank too much, sneered too loud, demanded gifts instead of offering thanks. Lord Kyle watched. He was no fool. His life had been built on betrayals. He could smell one like smoke. And he saw the Goose Girl, too, saw her bearing water with dignity, saw her silence heavy as steel, saw even dumb birds march after her like soldiers. The thought gnawed at him. This maid, this Goose Girl, is no servant. The Lord's test. One night he summoned her. Leora entered his chamber, trembling, dirt on her face, hay in her hair. Sit, Lord Kale commanded. She obeyed. He poured her wine, not the sour servant's brew, but rich, dark vintage. He studied her, eyes sharp as knives. Tell me, he said, who are you really? No goose girl walks with a queen's spine. No servant carries sorrow like gold. I will have the truth. Her eyes filled, her lips shook, and then the dam broke. She told him everything, the betrayal, the knife, the silks stripped, the name stolen. Her voice cracked as she wept. Kyle listened. He didn't interrupt. When she finished, he leaned back, puffed smoke from a long pipe, and nodded once. I knew, he said softly, but now the court will know.
K-Fam's Encore energy drink. When the crowd won't let you leave, neither will the caffeine. He tore up the stage, broke 3 guitars, and stole your girlfriend. Now he's bringing you the fuel that keeps him screaming until sunrise. K-Fam's Encore energy drink. 1 can, and you'll be singing your own setlist in the middle of Flatbush Avenue. Features. Stage dive strength. Enough kick to launch you off the speaker stack. Groupie glow. Makes you look cooler than you really are. Results may vary. Encore. Ready. Every sip screams one more song, whether you got talent or not. Bambi Palermo. I had 1 can. Woke up in Atlantic City with a tattoo I can't explain. Mikey the Hammer. Tastes like bad decisions and electric guitars. I love it. Lopez. Confiscated 3 cases at customs. Accidentally drank 2. I get it now. Special offer. Buy a 12-pack today and get the Brady Keller microphone flask. Drink, sing, and incriminate yourself all at once. K-Fam's Encore energy drink. Fuel for legends, losers, and everyone in between.
The Feast of Justice. A grand feast was called, greater than any before. Tables groaned with meat, goblets overflowed, music roared. Sarah sat at Kyle's side, draped in stolen silks, swollen with pride. Midway through, Kyle rose, his voice cut through laughter like a blade. "Tell me, my bride," he said, "what punishment fits a soul who betrays their master, who steals another's name, who mocks truth itself?" Drunk on wine and arrogance, Sarah sneered. "Strip them," she said. "Whip them through the streets. Let their blood soak the earth." The hall fell silent. Kale raised his goblet. "You heard her. Let justice be done." The guards seized her. She shrieked, clawed, begged. They dragged her into the courtyard. And under the cold stars she got the fate she named. Her screams tore the night, then cut short. Silence reigned. The Goose Girl rises. When the hall quieted, Kyle turned to Leora. "Rise," he said. And she did, no longer ragged, no longer buried in muck. She stood before them, the true bride, crowned not by jewels but by truth. She ruled at Kyle's side, but she was changed, hardened. She remembered the knife in the dark, the filth, the geese, the loneliness. She ruled with scars no silk could hide. And she never forgot the birds who stayed loyal when no one else did. Moral. You can steal a crown, you can bury a name, you can choke truth in mud and feathers. But truth rises, always. And frauds, they choke on their own lies. Remember, loyalty ain't no fairy tale, it's survival. And that was Bambi's twisted tales, the Goose Girl, from silks to mud, from feathers to fire. If you want your fairy tales raw, bloody, and true, subscribe to Bambi's channel. Here, stories don't end with happily ever after, they end with justice. Thanks for watching.